have opportunity. We have all of our needs met. And so if we have all of our needs met, now what are we left with? Well, now we're bored. So we're either going to use it productively or we're going to use it at our detriment. And so it's just like that, like use it productively. You know, use your safety and security in a productive way. And I know that not everyone's in like a safe cushioned room like we are right now.
Yes.
But it's saying use what you can do and the resources that we do have and push yourself forward and stop staying in these same cycles over and over and over.
Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
Going back to parenting, this makes me think perhaps the best gift we can give our kids is confidence.
Yes.
Confidence in who they are.
Yes.
Not validation in what we want them to do necessarily, but in their true identity, right?
Exactly, right? And that's another thing too, is like we oftentimes are searching for external validation. So when a kid comes to you with a painting or something like that, it's like, what do you think? It's like, what do you think? What do you like about it? Right? And so you're just, you're all the time asking, you can tell them what you like about it. I love this. I do that with my 7-year-old all the time. I love this. This is so creative. What do you like about it? What is it that you like? And just always making sure that they know that they have to validate themselves, because sometimes they're going to take it to someone, they're like, well, that's a piece of crap, right? It's not always going to be mom there saying, oh, that's wonderful. And they have to say, what do I like about it? And then stand behind that. And what do I like about me? And then stand behind that belief in self. And it's always a belief in capability. That's what confidence is. Confidence isn't, I just did a post about this a couple of days ago. It's like confidence isn't the ability to think that you can do everything. It's the awareness that you can't.
Yes.
And still doing it anyway. So it's the awareness of your weaknesses and still moving forward.
Embracing the failure.
Exactly. It's like, okay, it might be messy. It might not be that great, but that's okay, because none of this is my identity, right? None of this actually defines me or means anything about me. And I can gain skill and I can move forward and it can all be great.
I've learned a lot the importance of failure, or at least embracing it, for building confidence. Yeah. And we don't do this all the time, but for a while we were doing it every night with our kids. We would say everyone's got to share their high, something they're proud of, their low, something they failed at, and their buffalo, like something crazy. And it was fun. Like it was fun. Like we could then celebrate that. Yeah. I like one day my one son, we were taking the cats to get neutered or whatever, and we had this wild cat. And for whatever reason, he decided to open the cage. But that was his fail for the day. And it was fine. Like, we just went a week later. But we could laugh at it. Yeah. Rather than him feeling squashed because somebody chewed his head about it or whatever. I don't think there's any... I mean, I still remember it, but I don't think it means anything to him. Right. And that's what I want to give him, I guess, is... Yeah. That confidence, even in the midst of failure.
And there's this also another thing too, is that we give meaning to everything, right? So that water bottle probably means a lot to you, right? Some of the stickers on it are really meaningful to you, and they mean nothing to me. Yeah. But that does not make them less meaningful for you. Sure. So we give meaning to absolutely everything in our life, to inanimate objects and to situations. And so when we realize that, and the people in our life too, we give meaning to them. And so when we realize that level of control we have, of that meaning that we give to everything, then we realize, oh, well, it was given. That means I'm in control of it, and it's okay, right? So it doesn't have to mean something to somebody else, and it doesn't have to be a profound experience or, whatever it is. But if you are in a situation like that, and like for your son, for example, and he gave that meaning that he was like a screw up or something, right? Which would be a common attachment to something like that, especially if somebody was telling him that. And then we give meaning to that versus... It was just a meaning that you opened the cage and we went a week later and it was not a big deal. There was nothing behind it. We didn't give it meaning and it didn't become another label that we slap on our bodies. Yeah.
I'm just curious, you mentioned labels. Have you seen, there's an old Max Lucado video called You Are Special?
No, I have not seen the video, but isn't there a book?
Yes.
Okay. So I was speaking at a conference a couple months ago and I talked about labels. I talk about labels a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you can look it up on YouTube.
Yeah. She brought it to me the next day. So it was a 2-day conference and she brought me the book and I flipped through it and I love it. That's why I slapped ever since I read that book, every time I talk about putting another label on, I always just like I'm putting another patch or another sticker on my body. So yeah, I've never.
Have you read the book?
No. Yeah. I read the book the next day at the conference. She brought it to me.
It's a beautiful book.
Yes. It was so good. It was so good. And that's exactly what we're talking about.
It's really, that video's, I mean, it's, if you watch on YouTube, it's like 20-year-old technology. So it's fuzzy. But for me, that, like, I saw that back in the day when I was in high school or whatever, and it was powerful because, you know, you're really insecure then. But I think I think that movie or book is so powerful today with social media because we're looking for those likes. We're looking for those comments and we're seeking validation in those things.
Yes, all the time. And it's so much more, and it's so instant now for the younger generation that it's nonstop. They have to have that instant gratification, and nobody's stopping to gratify themselves. Like, they don't understand why they're doing certain things, and it doesn't matter. It's not just reserved for the young people. It's just that's their entire environment.
It's everybody.
It's everybody. And especially if you're a creator online, it's like, I put something out there and nobody's liking it, then I must be bad. And then all of these different aspects. So now we slap all these labels of I'm not good, or I'm not wanted, or I'm not capable, or, you know, I'm just not like them who can be successful. And the only difference between people who are successful and not is that the people that are successful kept going.
Yeah.
Right? They kept going after they didn't get likes, or that things didn't work, and they pivoted.
The labels didn't mean anything.
They didn't mean anything. They didn't attach meaning to them. The only thing they attached to it was like, well, maybe this isn't working. Maybe I need to pivot. Maybe I need to change my messaging. Maybe I need to show up a little bit differently, not differently than who I am, but maybe I actually need to show up more as who I am and not who I think that they want to see, which I think is a lot of people, entrepreneurs' problem, is that it's not that they need to show up any differently. They need to show up more as who they are versus who they think that they're supposed to be.
They're trying to recreate
somebody else.
Yeah.
Almost every time, yes.
Yeah, and they just need to be real. Because it's easier if you're real, because it flows.
Well, and you can sustain it. That's
if
the
you're
thing, too.
drumming up
if
something
you're
else,
trying to be somebody that you're not, and you're putting on this huge persona every time, you can't sustain that. That's really hard to sustain. It's a lot of energy. And just show up as yourself, and then you're branded, and you can go anywhere with that.
And that's the beauty of that book, because he's trying, Punchinello, he's trying so hard to get the stars. And the more he tries, and it's like this, like the more we try, people know, and they know it's fake. Yeah. And the more they put the bad stickers on you.
Yes. That's a really powerful story,
And the worse you feel.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I think we could talk about this stuff all day.
All day.
But talk to me about your book.
Okay, so I wrote a book a year or so ago, a little over a year ago now, and it is called Beyond Illusion. And I wrote that book as almost like a daily devotional. So you open it up and you have a day to read through something, and it's based in what is kind of like a term called non-duality. And so what that means is not separate. So there's not two. So it really talks about the oneness of everybody. Like, there's no separation here. And so that book, what it does is it helps you come into a different level of relationship with yourself and understanding for yourself. So it doesn't matter, like, if you subscribe to a certain religion, it's not about that, right? You can be of any religious background and pick up this book and read it and find value in it. It's just really about coming into relationship with yourself as well, and understanding that and seeing through a lot of this mind chatter, the ego, so many different aspects through it. And it's broken down into 180 days. So it's a 6-month book.
Is it, you only read so many pages a day?
Yeah, it's super short. It's super digestible. So it's like just usually like a page and a half a day, and that's it. And there's like a focus for you to have that day. So you're focusing on something really specific throughout the day. So it's a really powerful way. It's like a
Give me
meditation.
an example.
So one would be a lot about like storytelling, right? So if we go through a thing about how you're constantly telling yourself a specific story, then one of the exercises would be to focus on how many times you tell yourself that story and what that story looks like and what it's impacting and how often it's coming up. So how often are you telling yourself that you're stupid, either directly or indirectly? So that would be just one. And then another one is just like a little bit more abstract one would be like try to focus on a body of water without seeing the movement. And so it also is like really pushing your brain into a place that we don't typically get into.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a koan. It's like it's not supposed to be answered.
It's like
right?
Don't think about the blue elephant.
Right. It's like that, And so it pushes yourself into a little bit of a different space. And what that does is what you'll find when you do things like that is beliefs will come to the surface. God, why can't I get this? I wonder how many other people can look at this water without seeing it move. It's like, that's not the point. You're missing the point. The point is just to be present, right? The point is to be present with the water in so many different aspects. So there's some like really clear examples, and then there's some more abstract, and we're going to see how this turns out for you examples.
Wow. Do you have any people that have read the book and have told you like testimonies?
Yeah, I do. I have quite a few testimonies from it because it's really powerful. And what I knew about this book was that people have a tendency to start something and not finish. Like, that's just what we do, right? But I've had quite a few people who have really went through it and allowed themselves to absorb the messages and the practices throughout the day, and it's been really powerful. I have a couple that they did it together as their daily like morning, and they said it was one of the best things that they've ever done for their relationship because it helped them understand each other better by understanding themselves better and by not making everything about them if the other person was upset.
Sure.
So there's so much practicality behind it as well.
Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link. I think that what you just said is so key to marriage. Like, so often we don't want to be selfish, but we almost need to be selfish to understand ourselves first.
Yes.
So that we can better, that sounds pretty selfish, but that's how we can best love our spouse, because when we understand ourselves, we can communicate that, and they can fulfill those desires and needs.
I subscribe to the belief that we can't be anything but selfish, because I think about it like this. I'm like, how could I think about anyone else but myself when I'm the center of my whole universe?
Yeah.
And I can't ever be anything other than the center of my whole universe. Everything comes from this perspective, from this point of view. Everything does. So how can I be anything other than that? I can say, oh, I'm going to put you first, which isn't necessarily a lie, but also I still am there, right? Especially in our day-to-day. We're not talking about big grand gestures, right?
Sure.
Where we would, lay our life down for somebody. We're talking about just our everyday, did you do the dishes or did you not do the dishes type of, situation. But it's like it's always coming from a very selfish place because we are us. And so people don't like that because they're like, well, I want everyone else to think about me. It's like, it doesn't mean people can't think about you or consider you, or that I won't consider somebody else. But I really stand by the fact that I can only see the world through my point of view, and that's the most selfish thing that I could do. And that's not a bad thing. Yeah. Right? Like you said, it's that power that we have to be in that good relationship with ourselves so we can then be in a good relationship with
Well, if I
others.
don't take care, Jim Rohn, you've heard of Jim Rohn?
I think so.
He was like a life coach in the 70s.
Okay, his name, it sounds so familiar.
Yeah, everybody quotes him. All the self-help books today quote him.
Okay, yeah, that's
you
probably
see his name all the time.
Yeah.
But he has, I don't know this quote, but it is so profound on that. Like, if you want to take care of me, you first have to take care of you.
Yeah, and is that the one that says if you want to change the world, start with yourself? Who says that?
I think it's
if you want to change the world, start with yourself, because it's the only way you can do it. Because if you go out there so self-righteous, thinking that you're going to solve all these problems, and you're just this ball of emotion and trigger and reactivity, then you're not going to get very far. You're probably just going to contribute to the problem.
Yeah, my wife and I were talking about this. She teaches or coaches THM, Trim Healthy Mama stuff. It's more dietary. But she really tries to encourage people to do women to do exercise. But she says, they feel guilty doing exercise because they feel like they should be with their kids. So how do we help people, Kayla, not be guilt-driven into not taking care of themselves on this?
Yeah, so one big thing that I like to talk to people about is our conditioning. And so who told you that you're supposed to take care of everyone else except for your physical body first? And so we have to get into like this level of conditioning. And I'll have a totally random example, but I'm going to bring it back to what we're talking about. So the reason why I feel so strongly about talking about our conditioned responses is because oftentimes, and if you think about this right now just quickly, of why you do the things you do in your life, it's because you were told to do it in one way or another, right? It's what everyone else does. It's what you were conditioned from society to believe, or your family. Exactly. It's not actually by your own thought and doing. you just follow along. That's what most of us do.
That's true.
And so until we actually stop and we say, what am I doing? I have a great example. Mine was Christmas. So I used to be the queen of Christmas. I have a blog out about this. Queen of Christmas, and I would just do it all. I mean, I had 8 Christmas trees, 8, 9, 10 boxes of Christmas decorations, right? Like I just did it all, and I was exhausted and all this different stuff. And people come at me all the time when I tell this story, but I thought, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I like to do this, or am I doing this because I want someone to tell me good job? Am I doing this because it actually brings us value, or am I doing this because society told me I was supposed to? How can I celebrate what I want to celebrate in a way that feels authentic to my family? Because I can get my kid a bike on December 5th, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever they want. Like I don't have that didn't mean anything to us. And so we stopped doing it. We stopped participating in it. And so we get a lot of pushback.
No Christmas?
No Christmas. And so we go to my parents' house. We do what we still engage. I buy my nieces gifts, but that's it. And I allow my kids to get presents from like my parents and my brother and sister-in-law, but we don't buy them presents at home, and I don't put up the Christmas tree anymore, and everyone's fine with it. We have a nice breakfast, we have fun, we do a game, whatever, it's fine. And they're getting bikes next week just because they need new bikes. They got an Xbox, their second Xbox a week ago. Like it's not, like, they're not deprived, for everyone who's listening and being like, oh my gosh. And then everyone's like, well, it's the magic of Christmas. And I'm like, who told you that?
The idolatry of Christmas.
Who told you it was the magic of Christmas? What? Consumerism is a whole other story. But who told you that? And if that's your belief, that's fine. But if you don't question it, and I'm not telling anyone not to celebrate Christmas. I'm telling everyone to question their beliefs. I'm telling everyone to question why you do the things that you do and why you believe it. And is it because somebody else told you to?
Yeah.
Or is it because you actually want to? And if you're not willing to be brave and be honest with yourself and step outside of it, then that's on you. Right? So full circle back to what we were talking about, it's absolutely important for us to ask ourselves, where are we not being honest with ourselves, and where are we following our conditioned responses?
If you want to wear a billboard of a message of kill complacency or live intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com, mindsetshop.com. And I like that you're having them think about that. I can't remember how it's worded. There's a book called The Regrets of the Dying, The 5 Regrets of the Dying. Mm-hmm. And that would be kind of one of them, like not always doing things to please people, but never doing them for yourself. Mm-hmm. And people literally go to their grave having these regrets that they always put up 8 Christmas trees because it was a thing to do, and they were exhausted going into Christmas. I mean, whatever. Whatever it is. I'm using that because
it's a great example. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they lose to that point, you maybe lose the meaning of the season because you're so focused on the way it's always been or what you've always thought it had to look like,
or what people,
rather than evaluating it.
People expect. And so why not, if some things don't serve you, why not stop doing that and just be present with your family? And it's all about just questioning why you're doing something. So back to the exercise example, who told you that you're not supposed to work out first before you care for your kids?
Yeah.
Because if we know anything, we know that the healthier you are, the easier it is to care for those around us.
Yeah.
And also in the long term, it's going to be easier for your kids to care for you because you're going to be able to,
sure,
walk longer. I mean, so many different things that are going to help you.
There's all kinds of ripple effects.
There's so many different things. So who told you, and what's your payoff? That's another thing too. Now we go into the trigger response method. So that's another great resource for people, is to say, what do you gain from staying in this victim mentality or the martyr of, I can't work out for myself because I have to care for all these kids, right?
Martyr.
Yeah, well, that's what I was, right? I was just like sacrificing myself all the time so my kids could be whatever, when really it was just a payoff of being seen as somebody who sacrifices themselves, being seen as a selfless person. And what was that? Well, that was selfish because I was all about me, but I had disguised it as being selfless. So there's so many different layers to it.
Oh, that's deep too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about your podcast. You just started it.
I did.
Learning a lot.
Yes, learning so much. It's so much fun. I've had some amazing guests. I started off solo, and I just thought I would do some solo podcasts, and I loved it, and it was great. But I also started a YouTube channel separately. And I was like, well, I'm talking about the same stuff. Like over on my YouTube, my Kayla Burch Coaching YouTube channel and then my Emotional Revolution YouTube channel. I was like, these are kind of the same, so let me make them a little bit different. And so I started interviewing people on my Emotional Revolution podcast. And it's been amazing because we're talking about the inner work, the journey that's required to be able to step into success, have a successful business, come into that relationship with yourself that we've talked about this whole time. And we're just talking and hearing from so many people who have had to walk that journey and what that's looked like for them on that individual level.
What have you learned about yourself from the podcast?
From the podcast, let's see. I learned that I used to tell myself I wasn't that curious about people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm just not.
You have to be curious.
Yeah, like, I'm not that curious. That's what I told myself. And I'm like, that's not true at all. I'm very curious about people. And so I really realized that I was still telling myself a story. And so I like that those identifying stories still are able to come up. And then you can just move through them when you're not judging them. So that's been really fun. And then I also just realized I really like it. I just like talking to people. And I like talking to them in a way where they can open up and expand and be vulnerable. So I like creating those containers. And so it's just been really fun, really fun.
What has been, I don't need a name, but what has been one of your favorite interviews?
Yeah, I don't know. How could I pick? Let's say one of my favorite interviews is a friend of mine. So I know her. I know her on a personal level, but I still got to understand more about her in her relationship with her business and her husband. So we talked about that, and it was just really amazing. I got brought to tears by one of her stories just because it was so meaningful and so personal, and just how willing we are to believe in ourselves. And it was such a testament to believing in yourself, but also having the support from somebody else who believes in you. And I just thought that was really powerful. So that was probably one of my favorite moments in the podcast interviews so far.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah, it is.
I got 2 more questions for you. Outside of your own book.
Yeah, outside of my own book.
What's your favorite book you've read?
Yeah,
or recommend?
Yeah, I really like the Surrender Experiment from Michael Singer. It's an amazing book. I think it's a really powerful book. It's a really great insight into how to let go and how to not have so much control in your life.
By Surrender Experiment by who?
Michael Singer.
So give me the cliff notes of that book.
Yeah, so it's actually about his. So he has 2 other books. Another book he's really known for is called The Untethered Soul.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
Yeah. So that it's the same person, but that he talks about his concept of like letting go, the roommate in your brain, and things like that. But when I read the Surrender Experiment, which is actually about his life, it talks about all of these moments where he had to let go and then something came right after. And I found that to be really powerful because that's a really big question that a lot of people have is, how do I let go?
Or scared.
They're scared. Of course we are. We have no idea what's going to come.
Yeah.
It's going to be good or it's going to be bad. But the thing is,
we'll take less
what it is.
if we know what it is.
Exactly. It's so much more familiar.
Yeah.
And so I love that book because it just breaks down his life and just the progression of his just ability to let go and then to bloom and to let go and to bloom. And it wasn't always pretty. Like, it wasn't always like, oh, this romanticizing, like all these amazing things happen. And in the book, it talks about that. But it's like to let go and to trust, and you can get through some hardships to be able to get to that level of abundance. I really like that book.
I'm going to check it out.
It's really good.
Yeah, because especially in line with this podcast, like I feel like we hold ourselves up too much, right, with limiting beliefs or our past or whatever. But the sooner you let go of stuff,
yeah.
I mean, it's scary, but the sooner you let go, the more that's out there.
Right.
And the world's before us, especially as Americans. Like,
yeah,
we can do anything we want. Yeah. Not anything, but
I mean, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, we sit here in a podcast room that, you rent to just have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we have opportunity. We have all of our needs met. And so if we have all of our needs met, then now what are we left with? Well, now we're bored. So we're either going to use it productively or we're going to use it at our detriment. And so it's just like that, like, use it productively. Use your safety and security in a productive way. Get out of and I know that not everyone's in like a safe cushioned room like we are right now.
Yes.
But it's saying use what you can do and the resources that we do have and push yourself forward and stop staying in these same cycles over and over and over.
That's good. All right, Kayla, final message. If something happens to you today, this is the last recording we get of you. What do you want people to hear you say?
It's not that serious. Just have fun. It's not, people aren't really worried about you. Just move through it. Don't attach to these negative beliefs about yourself and just put yourself out there. It's not that serious.
That's good. All right. How do people find, follow, and like you?
Yes. Please like me. I need it. No, you can find me on, I have my Emotional Revolution podcast. So that's on YouTube as well. And obviously Spotify and Apple and all podcast recording. And then also I have my Kayla Burch Coaching. So you can find me at KaylaBurchCoaching.com and then on YouTube at Kayla Burch Coaching. And there's lots of different resources that I put out there as well. So you can just kind of find me wherever you land. If you type in Kayla Burch, you'll probably find me somewhere.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for having me.
Wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives, to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.